My baby. Whoa, my baby. Whoa, my baby. My baby. Baby, I'm going home. Baby, baby, I'm going home. Let me be about this old good to roll. My baby. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby, rock on. My baby, shit, my baby, rock. My baby, rock. Let me baby, I feel so good tonight. Oh, oh, she's my baby. I go home, darling. She's my baby. Oh, baby, won't you see my wife? Oh, tell me, baby, where it gets rolling down. Oh, tell me, baby, where it gets rolling down. Ooh, baby, gonna have more fun. Baby, you don't go. Baby, you don't go. Baby, you don't go.
We're all dead. Doing away with any subsidies for fossil fuels, number one. Number two, holding them liable for what they have done, particularly in those cases where you're underserved neighborhoods and you know the deal, okay? And by the way, when they don't or when they're deliberate, we'll put them in jail. Kiddo, I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree, but I want you to look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate.
In 18 months,
Will there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated. And fossil insurance company has to cover it. It's because of that law. I promise you. I'm going to keep fighting for you. Are you prepared to fight with me? I don't want to hear any more of these lies.
Yeah.
Reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
You sure are.
The public, we have to get tighter. We have to get better at communicating.
What?
And frankly, the tech companies have to stop allowing specific individuals over and over again to spread disinformation.
Oh, sure.
Thoughts now about, we need more drilling of gas. We need more drilling of this. We need to go back to coal. No, we don't. We're the second largest emitter in the world. We bear a major responsibility, and President Biden
kiss my
believes
butt.
that to the core, and he's determined that we're going to do our part to make up for the last 4 years.
Right.
Well, most of America.
Gotta get the signal from the engineer. Okay, we're ready? We're rolling. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Put on the brakes. Foot on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poopties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackos, woodchucks and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, and little ducks too. Here's this little dog. We missed last week. We had some technical difficulties, but I thought for sure this old dog was dying. And I called the vet. I was blubbering like a schoolgirl, telling him I had to bring him in for his final visit. And he could barely stand up. He couldn't walk. I had to carry him indoors, outdoors, carry him up and down the stairs. And sure enough, man, that was on Friday. After 5 days of being like this, I thought for sure he was on his way out. Hell no, that Sunday, man, he makes this miraculous recovery, didn't you? Yep, made a miraculous recovery. Sunday he's out walking with his dog pack and my neighbor's dogs. He's all fine. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Don't worry, we should have the TriCaster back. You'll have your own camera. Anyways, who are we? Where are we? You are watching It's News to Us. We're Newport's oldest TV news. Watch us now. Here we brown cows, locals say. We got adult themes and adult language. Not really, but we just have to tell you in case one slips out. And beware of the Bronze Age invisible sky god. Gonna beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you. Just like Job in the Old Testicle. And, we got some good Bidenisms this week. Terry was nice enough to put a clip on of him at the Philly last Friday at the AFL-CIO. He's varying from whispering to yelling and everything. And what's this one? Oh yeah, all hail the cadaver-in-chief. And in case we get censored off YouTube, and I'm gonna give some read some medical news this week, so I might get bounced. But it's hard to say. It looks like Google Tube is finally let up a little on their algorithms. Thanks, Terry. In the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth, the College of Musical Knowledge, drummer extraordinaire. You can see his stuff, his drumming videos at Terry DeFazio on YouTube. Terry, the usual spelling, and DeFazio, D-I-F-A-Z-I-O. And it's good stuff. Look him up, man. His kit's getting bigger, and the more views he gets, his head gets bigger too. Anyways, where are we? Let's see. Oh, the Bidenisms. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I guess finally, the mainstream media and the other traditional media outlets are starting to notice that our commander-in-chief, or our cadaver-in-chief, is kind of like non compos mentis. And he was going on about overruling Roe v. Wade. That's a new one to me. I've heard of Roe v. Wade, but he was talking about Roe v. Wade. And said it 2 to 3 times. He's turning into Joey 2 times. Well, Joey 3 times, man. He's off the rails. He kept saying we are the fastest growing economy in the world. The world. The world. And we got wind and solar wind pumps, the pumps. And it must be catching because I saw Mitch McTurtle on TV giving a press conference, and even Mitch McTurtle was talking about flame work. They were getting their flame work together about the new gun control laws. I thought it was called framework, but I guess maybe I missed something. He called it flame work. I don't know if there were flamethrowers involved or if they just took a bottle of hairspray with a Bic lighter in front of it. I don't know. And and Joe was calling us the United Straits of America, like the Straits of Gibraltar or the Straits of Magellan. We're the United States. And, while I just stopped at the vet, the dog was nice enough to knock over my my cup of soda. And luckily I had a towel on the passenger seat. And it just, there goes my drink. Thank you. That was mighty nice of you, you crazy little mutt. You gonna come up and say hello? You Fruit Loop? Say hello. Say hello. Say it. Say it. She's a good dog. She's just crazy, that's all. And, oh boy. What else we got? Oh, Biden was going on about being appointed to the Naval Academy. He never was. They say that he's got a communications problem. No close-ups, Terry. Can't use my teeth anymore.
These guys in the picture. You were way back there.
Oh, thank you. Anyways, they're talking about writing new laws, these new gun laws and stuff, when 60%, they recalled Cheesy Putin, the no-count district attorney in San Francisco. First, they recalled the school board last fall, and now they've turned around and they said, that's it, we've had it. These guys letting too many criminals on the street. As he would dismiss 60% of the cases. Now, these aren't just shoplifting and stuff, which is open season now. We're talking violent crimes with guns and knives and beating people. These are violent crimes in Los Angeles. I don't know about the ones in San Francisco. It was probably even worse. And the same thing in Philadelphia. Before, when they had a real district attorney in L.A., 16% of the cases would be dismissed. And in Philly, 65% now or the felonies are dismissed, and it used to be 17% before these Soros-backed jokers got in. And Soros had spread out $40 million to get 75 district attorneys elected all over the country. And did you know one of them was right here in Vermont, Philo? What's her face there? Greasy Sarah over in Chittenden County. The one who wants to put in she did the needle exchange thing, which means needles are all over the ground. And now she wants to try a safe injection facility, which is great. I'm sure, I hope they put it in right next to her place. But I'm sure she lives out in the country. Yeah, 40 million, and Soros spent. So they think Biden's got a communications problem. You know what a communication problem is? A communications problem is when your microphone doesn't work, okay? With Biden, a Biden communication problem is when the microphone does work. Because he has no idea what he's saying. He has no idea where he is. He doesn't, he's gone. And now, not only do we have a baby formula shortage, we've got a tampon shortage, Philo. Did you hear about that one? They're missing in action all over the country.
They're gone in the hole.
I hope the mic caught that. I don't dare repeat it. Excuse me. Yeah, we got a tampon shortage. I'm sure Biden's going to blame Big Rag for that one. He's been blaming Big Oil now for all his problems. Yeah. Oh, sure. Big tampon. And the guy they hired, this Goldston guy, the January 6th committee. Oh, that they canceled it. They were supposed to have another hearing tonight. Their ratings were so bad and so crappy, even though it was on every channel. And then they did the other one during the daytime, Philo. It was on every freaking channel. ABC, NBC, CBS, even PBS. PBS had preempted their Sesame Street and Kitty programs to run the stupid thing. And they're all like, oh, we got 20 million viewers. Well, you got 20 million viewers because it was like North Korea. It was on every freaking channel. You couldn't get away from it. It's like that old Three Stooges episode where they did the plumbing thing. And they had Curly inside the TV. Now what are you doing? You got to sniff everything, don't you? You're a very feral dog. You're an animal. You are an animal. Stop nosing the microphone. I think it's time for you to get off the desk, Missy. She's taking over the show. So anyways, what else we got? So they hired this Goldston guy from ABC and to produce their January 6th committee hearings. And it turns out that this Goldston guy was the same guy who spiked the Epstein stories, Philo. You know, the ones where Jeffrey Epstein was taking little girls down a perverted island and on his jet and everything like that. And with Prince Andrew over in England, this Goldston guy spiked those stories years ago. Oh, okay. No problem there. Oh, and they've unlocked more of the stuff from Hunter Biden's laptop and his cell phone. So now we have the Tech 13. Days earlier. Hallie threw it in a dumpster near Jansen's Market in Wilmington, Delaware. And he texted her, told her to get it. And by then it was gone because some dumpster diver had come along and picked it out of the trash. It's like, yeehaw, man. You know how much a hot gun's worth? That's a quick $500 or more on the street these days. Easy, you know? So the cops were called. This was on October 23rd, 2018. Hallie said that, you want to get down, Missy? Hallie said that she's going to take the full blame. And he texted her back. He says, "You effing a-hole." He said, "You now have me as an abusive pedophile with homicidal tendencies. And that's now in the hands of the FBI." And it looks like he bought the gun on October 12th, like I said, 11 days earlier. And so Hallie went in and told Paula Jansen, one of the owners of the market. Paula Jansen called the cops because they went out and looked in the dumpster. The pistol's gone. The dumpster and the market are right near a freaking high school. Okay, no problem there. And so finally, I guess the dumpster diver that found the gun had the better angels, listened to the better angels of his nature, and actually turned the gun into the cops. And Hunter had bought it at a place called StarQuest Shooters and Survival Gear. And the guy who owns the StarQuest gun store said that the Secret Service men came around after the incident and wanted to know, they wanted to take the paperwork that Hunter had taken out to buy the gun.
Depends on the crisis itself.
Without lying on the damn phone, which by itself is a felony. If you're a crack addict or a junkie or whatever.
The United States government has been forced, reluctantly, to take action to safeguard what it believes are legitimate Western interests in the Middle East. This administration has therefore resolved to send units of its Rapid Deployment Force, the U.S. Central Command, into Western Iran. We are confident that the Soviet Union will take note of our resolve and will desist from its present perilous course of action.
And you guys aren't ATF, so screw. So anyway, we've got more stuff coming out of Hunter's background. And hopefully they'll hold hearings on this stuff because we've fought and paid for it, man. Him and Joe. Because they gotta get 10% to the big guy. I'm sick of paying these bills, damn it. It's unbelievable. When we knew all this stuff before the election, and it would have shown how corrupt that Biden campaign is, but no. Big tech did it. And they say, oh, the election was clean as a hound's tooth. Oh, sure it was. Well, we've got some real news in the Epic Times this week, too. Let's see, what do we got here? The doctors are suing FDA for blocking ivermectin. There's supposedly a discounted study in the paper today about it. Let's see, a Washington law firm filed a federal lawsuit against the FDA for interfering with the use of ivermectin as a treatment for you-know-what. It was filed by Boyd and Gray on behalf of three doctors prescribing it. The firm's founder said the FDA had violated a well-established law that allows doctors
I want you to contact the following people and have them in my office in 10 minutes' time. I don't care what they're doing, they're to drop in and get here right away.
Ivermectin was no different,
right.
And it was approved by the FDA in 1966.
Alan Bolton, George Cox, Roger Fisher,
you know, we're going to punish the doctors, okay?
ES administration.
Sure.
Tony Barnes.
Oh, Elon Musk
Chamberlain
is resisting the terms of the deal and going to back out. The breach of the terms. Musk reserved his right to vote in controversy transaction.
It's busy for a Wednesday, isn't it? Think it was Christmas?
They estimate that something like 50% of Biden's so-called followers on Twitter are bots and not real accounts.
What about the food situation? What do we got?
I wonder how many of them people voted along with the dead people. It's like
what else is
my
there?
parents voted Republican all their
Corned
lives.
beef.
And then
It's
after
not
they
from
got it, they
Argentina.
were voting Democrat.
Okay, what about supplies
Anyway,
for first
our
aid?
U.S. accused Russia of the DNC hack, but
So do I.
before even obtaining
Well,
the
that's not
server
going to get us very far, is it?
in August 31st, 2016.
Well, I'm sure I don't know it, honest.
CrowdStrike. So it looks like Obama.
We've
and
heard nothing
Biden
about
were in
emergency
on this
powers as
stuff,
yet.
And they
Anyway, don't make a song and dance about it.
blew
Just get on
man.
with it.
They just blew it.
Don't tell anybody you don't have to, eh? Okay.
We have a problem, guys? Anything I should know about? Anyway, the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, the ODNI, and Barack Obama didn't respond for requests for comment. Let's see. So it looks like they were all in on it. On August 31st, 2016, CrowdStrike provided a report on the DNC hack to the FBI. The FBI special agent looked at the report and said it was heavily redacted. And the assistant director of the FBI was so frustrated with the redactions because he doubted its completeness, and he knew that outside counsel had reviewed it. So the number 2 guy in the FBI knew something was squirrely back in 2016. And the outside counsel that redacted all this crap, or supposedly, was all but certainly this guy Sussman, who the jury let off last week. On September 30th, a week before the release of the statement accusing Russia, the FBI was still seeking copies of the CrowdStrike reports without the redactions. That day, an FBI agent listed copies as the number 1 priority request, but the DNC wouldn't fess it up. The FBI never received the unredacted reports, according to a court filing by Roger Stone. Oh, sure. Special counsel Robert Mueller, another brain-dead moron, alleged that the hack of the DNC took place around May 25th to June 1st. That time frame is significant because CrowdStrike has since told this paper that the systems weren't hacked during that time frame. CrowdStrike had deployed 200 sensors and other intrusion technologies to the network within the first week of its engagement, which began on May 1st. Aha. Oh, sure. We have indicators that the data was exfiltrated. We did not have concrete evidence that the data was exfiltrated from the DNC, but we have indicators that it was exfiltrated. The alleged hacking and release of the committee's emails was the nexus of the allegations of collusion with Russia that plagued the administration of Trump. So it looks like Obama was dirty. And we told you this week about the nuclear winter report that came out during Reagan's era. You can see that online, and they talk about what would happen if after nuclear war, and and that's why yours truly ran that movie here called Threads. You could probably see it online. It's a BBC movie about what happens after a nuclear war. And as a matter of fact, that was what we were running on the green screen last week that screwed up the audio on this show. So we got more revelations from the Sussman trial. The FBI lawyer that Sussman met had sought a job at Perkins Coie. So the FBI guy, he wanted a job at the law firm, so he kind of cozied up. And this guy, Rodney Joffe, was the FBI source, and he was fired. Oh, sure, by the FBI. He called him one of the world's leading cyber experts. Okay. And this tea leaves woman, who kept tweeting out Russian baloney about the Alpha Bank. Her real name is April Lorenzen. and she's another Democratic hacked. Oh, yeah, and it looks like it was a multi-pronged effort to seed allegations against Trump. Let's see. This Joffe guy approached an FBI agent named Tom Grasso, purportedly linked to Alpha Bank, and it goes on and on. Instead, he described Joffe as an anonymous reporter. No, he was a hack. It's crazy. Yeah, Joffe was trying to put these politically charged allegations into another part of the FBI in order to create the appearance of two different streams of information. And that makes sense with the broader plan. They were trying to hide the origins and the involvement of the clients in order to get the FBI to investigate a phony story that they knew was phony, that led to one or two impeachments of Trump and this non-stop hounding. So next time, if anybody gets elected that is not a Democrat, nobody's going to believe the media. Nobody. FBI leaders were excited about the probe, especially James Comey was fired up, according to internal messages that were entered into headquarters was not giving us the ability to go interview these people, said Curtis Heidi, another agent. He said he was frustrated. The Heidi guy is the one who went after Roger Stone. There are multiple offices that worked on the investigation. Baker was in D.C. Cyber experts are in Chantilly, Virginia. They passed the probe to Cyber Counterintel team in Chicago. One agent based in Miami worked on the case. This Grasso guy was in Pittsburgh. Another agent or agents in Philadelphia. It's insane. Looks like the clearinghouse was in London. Yeah, where Pickle Nose, Halperin, set up all this phony crap. And then FBI took months to close the investigation, even though they concluded it was junk in October of 2016, a month before the election. Okay, no problem. Oh, no problem. Oh, here we are. Studies link COVID-19 vaccines to fatal brain disease. Yeah, Creutzfeldt-Jakob syndrome. A preprint French study suggests that the Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca vaccines may have contributed to the emergence of a new type of sporadic CJD that is more aggressive and rapid than the traditional form. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is caused by abnormalities in a protein called a mutant prion, which is basically the human version of mad cow disease. Oh, Todd, I don't get any attention. I'm starved for attention. I'm just starved for attention. Nobody pets me. It's horrible.
Yeah, I gotta go back to work.
Come here, Stella. Come here, baby. Hey, come here. Come here, you rodent. No, come here. Stella. Stella, hey, get back here, you dirty dog. You're just a no count. You're just a no count, no brain mofo. So anyways, sporadic CJD, though occurring at random, has been linked to consumption of contaminated meat, such as like mad cow disease. Yep. Though the Omicron variant of COVID doesn't carry a prion in its spike protein, the original Wuhan variant did. Therefore, when the Wuhan variant spike protein gene info was made into vaccines as part of the mRNA and adenoviral DNA, the prion region was also incorporated. So if you got the original vaccines, I don't know. I would check out this French study further when it's peer-reviewed. A U.S. study published in the journal Microorganisms indicated that the prion area is able to interact with human cells. Okay. Though major health organizations say genetic material from the vaccines is not incorporated into human DNA, mRNA studies conducted on human cells in laboratories have found that the mRNA can be transcribed into DNA and then incorporated into the human genome. Okay. The study's lead author, his name is Jean-Claude Perez, informed that all 26 patients had died. Okay. The French study, which is available on ResearchGate, identified 26 cases. 20 had already died by the time the study was written, with average deaths occurring on average 4 months after being vaccinated. So, if it's been over 4 months since you're vaccinated, it looks like you might not worry about Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. But anyways, you can read the study at ResearchGate. Yeah. It should be peer-reviewed soon. Okay. What else? Anything else good in here? Oh, the WHO got a setback when they tried to rewrite the rules, because a bunch of conservative radio stations and personalities had instructed their people to call their congressman and say, look, the WHO has enough power as it is, don't give them any more power. And lo and behold, they didn't. But they're going to be back at it, trust me. Oh, experts' advice for a weak economy. Ain't seen nothing yet. It looks like today the Fed is poised to jack up the interest rates. So here we go. It's not, the problem is not interest rates, people. The problem is a lack of supply of oil. If we increase the supply of the oil, it'll go down. I was talking to somebody the other day, and then they said if Biden would open up the Keystone Pipeline, there's almost 1 million barrels a day from Canada. If he opened up Keystone and the other pipelines, that would increase volume. And if he backed off the financing and stuff, you can see we put a clip on, Terry's put a clip on this week's show, where he promised on the campaign trail that he was going to jail the oil executives and stop the financing for new oil exploration. That's exactly what they're doing. So if they opened up the drilling and the supply now, it would take at least 6 months to go through the system so that it would start dropping prices this fall. But no, they're going to raise interest rates. They're going to throw the people. What happens is people aren't going to be buying stuff or going out to eat or doing anything like that. Businesses start to fold up like during the pandemic. Now that they're just coming back, people are holding back on spending because it's inflation, and it's just going to circle the bowl and turn into a damn depression. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Like Obama said, never underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. So that's what's going to happen. And all we need to do is open up the oil production. And if the price of fuel goes down, everything that's shipped, everything that's grown with commercial fertilizer, everything starts to lower in prices again. But it looks like we're going to have to wait till after the next presidential election to get rid of these zombies. Because even if we take back the House and Congress, House and Senate, it's going to take a while. Oh, did you ever hear this story about a bear saving a young girl in New Hampshire, Philo? It happened in 1783. Camera 2. Just to prove I'm not lying. Thanks, Harry. In Dublin, New Hampshire, newest highway marker recounts a generation's tale of a 3-year-old girl who became lost in the woods and was guarded by a bear. It pays tribute to Sarah Witcher's story by Elizabeth Yates. The marker reads that Witcher became lost in the woods in June of 1783 while gathering flowers. During a 4-day search, her footprints were found near a brook alongside bear footprints. A local man joined the search after dreaming 3 times that Sarah would be found under a pine tree near Berry Brook, guarded by a bear. His dream proved to be true. She was found as he stated, and she told her rescuers that a great black dog had kept her each night. Is that incredible? Well, let's face it, bears are a member of the canine family, so I would think they'd be like dogs, and they would, no. don't mess with other baby animals. Unless they're going to eat them like lions and tigers and bears. But I guess not in this instant. The marker is a result of a request by this class of first and second graders at the Dublin Christian Academy. And here we are. Seals and crops. Seals died last week, Philo. Last Thursday. The song Simon Girl would never pass this way again. Let's see. His older brother was with England Dan and John Ford Coley. Let's see. George Dash Crofts and Seals were Texas natives who knew each other since teenagers and been in a band called the Champs, which had a hit single called Tequila. I'll be damned. And a group including Glenn Campbell. They started Seals and Croft in the late 60s, and next they made a wave of soft rock groups like America, Bread, and England Dan and John Ford Coley. Oh, and here we are. In this day, on June 9th, 2021, the sponsor of the Keystone Pipeline said it was pulling the plug after Canadian officials failed to persuade Biden to reverse its cancellation of the permit. The partially built line was intended to transport crude from Western Canada to Nebraska. Because, see, we're stupid. We're going to cut down oil in the middle of an economic rebound after shutting it down for basically the flu. And stupid Joe wouldn't reopen it. Oh, sure. Yeah, canceled it. Partially built. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So now we're going to import oil. He's going over to Saudi Arabia after badmouthing Mr. Bonesaw, MBS. After badmouthing him, calling him a pariah, he's going to go over and beg for Saudi oil and beg for Venezuelan oil, which is dirty as tar sands oil. This is insane, man. It's insane. Okay. On this day, James Oglethorpe received a charter to found the colony of Georgia. And Oglethorpe laid out a city with grids and a park. Every block or every 2 blocks had a park. And that city today is known as Savannah. And if you've ever been there, it's an incredible city. Trees and moss. And like I said, there's a park, a full-on park, every block or 2 blocks. It's incredible. Here we are. Oh, there's a loophole that could block the Uvalde shooting records. Oh, sure. Because, see, they don't want us to know about the teachers leaving the damn doors open and the scaredy cops cowering out front. Oh, sure. Amid the growing silence, lawyers and victim families fear they may never get answers, that authorities will close it and rely on an exception of the law to block any release of further information. No, they'd never do that. No. Oh, hell no. Oh, and here we are. There's a big write-up in here about this stupid, creamy thing. It's crazy. Ice Cream Bob's, a fixture for 20 years, is closing down. Oh, damn it. Now, we told you that creamies aren't always made out of ice cream. If they say they're ice cream, then they are. Okay? But if they're not, they're not. Oh, what was that? Let's see. That was Friday's paper. I don't have any more. What was that Friday paper? Sunday. Bear with me, folks. The Friday paper has got the mayor on the front, Mayor Groucho Weinbeuger. Oh, but anyways, all right. Here we are. Arrest is made near the Supreme Court Justice's house. Committee prepares to tell the story of the January 6th riot. Oh, are they going to come out and talk about Eric Chiamarella? Remember that guy? Thanks, Philo. Yeah, the crack suicide squad. This kid shows in front of the judge's house with a gun, duct tape, zip ties, burglar equipment, and gets out of the Uber, sees a bunch of Secret Service guys or U.S. Marshals or something in front of his house, calls his sister back in California, and then decides, he says, well, I'd better turn myself in. So he called the cops on himself. He was only apprehended after he called 911 and said he was having suicidal thoughts and planned on killing Kavanaugh. Yeah, crack suicide squad. Events to be unpacked via primetime hearings. It turned out to be a snooze fest. Oh, U.S. diverse. Oh, yeah, we need more money. We need more money. We haven't whizzed enough away. Unbelievable. The administration says the moves would shift $5 billion to buy COVID vaccine doses for the fall, another $4.9 billion for 10 million Paxlovid oral antiviral courses, and $300 million for the purchase of additional monoclonal antibodies. To see, the government Biden shut down the monoclonal antibodies. Remember what I told you about a buddy of mine, his wife couldn't get them here last fall because they pulled the plug. It's like, just leave the market alone and people will be able to, get their own. What the hell? They call it a damn... brings together hundreds of ensure smooth and settled trade disputes. And they're talking about tackle issues like overfishing. You know what? I interviewed Derek Jensen about 2007, and the oceans were 90% fished out back then. So when they're talking about overfishing now, it's like there's nothing left. There's nothing left. Oh, and here we are. Philo's going to love this. They're legalizing drugs in Canada, Terry, right? No problem. Heroin, crack, you name it. And they're doing the same thing down here. They're giving away crack pipes in major cities and meth pipes. Yet in Canada now, they're poised to become the first country to put a warning on every cigarette. You get a warning on every cigarette, but you can buy fentanyl and heroin with no problem in Vancouver and Toronto. Okay, no problem there, eh? Estimated 20 million watched the January 6th hearing. Well, like I said, they had no choice. And here we are. Judges differ on how to punish the January 6th rioters. Oh, never mind, there was over 550 BLM riots, camera 2. 550 BLM riots. Oh, they didn't punish them. Thanks, Philo. Oh, we had arson, looting, attacking the cops. Meh, no problem. They're mostly peaceful riots. Oh, you're going to love this. You know what they're going to put in elevators in Boston now, Philo? They're going to put in urine sniffers. I kid you not. Boston Transit Agent, try urine sensors on elevators. The MBTA hopes a new program to tackle public urination in system elevators. The MBTA is launching a pilot program in which urine detection sensors will be placed in 4 downtown elevators. they alert transit ambassadors, not cops to come and arrest them or bust them over the head like they used to do. I mean, in the old days, if they caught you whizzing in the street in an elevator, trust me, you'd get a good beating. You wouldn't whiz outdoors or in an elevator anymore. But oh no, like corporal punishment, that's all gone. We have ambassadors who can dispatch a cleaning crew. Oh, okay. Are you going to take pictures and like maybe bring the people to court who whiz in elevators? Oh no, they're just mentally ill, don't you know? Or they're UVMs. They're underprivileged, vulnerable, and marginalized. The pilot kicks off in August. Data will be collected for several months before the agency makes a decision on whether to implement the program. Okay, I can't see any problem there. No, hell no. Nope. Number of people sentenced for crimes in the insurrection nears 200. Ooh, mostly all misdemeanors. Mostly all misdemeanors by people who don't have any damn police record at all. Damn it, where's that picture of Groucho Weinbooger? Oh, and here we are. January 6th panel says it has evidence to indict Trump. Because, see, they're scared crapless that not only is Trump going to come back, thanks, Philo, but he's going to, like, you know, he's do what he did before and get the country back on track and lower the price of gas and, you know, and get business going again. Well, let's see. Like Adam Schiff, you know, that guy Bugsy with the bug eyes. Yeah, he lied to us in 2015. He lied to us in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, and 20. But they're telling the truth now, mister. Oh, sure. Yeah. I would like to see the Justice Department investigate any credible allegations of criminal activity on the part of Trump, Adam Schiff said. He's a puke. He's from Framingham, Mass. Oh, sure. But they walked this back the very next day. The very next day they said, no, we can't be indicting. We can't be indicting former presidents because if we did, you know, then we might have to look at some of the other presidents who broke the law. Here we are. Here's another one. Witnesses. Trump was detached from reality. Oh, okay. Thanks, Philo. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, yeah, right. Top baby formula plants weren't inspected in 2020. Well, no kidding. Nothing was inspected in 2020 because this stupid pandemic, which had a fatality rate of 0.3% for the old, obese, and infirm, I don't know if it was to get rid of Trump. Thanks, Philo. But they shut down the country and made people scared of each other and started a two-tier system. They almost got away with their vaccine passports and their permanent masking, which they're now finding out that the masks were deleterious. They were actually hurt a lot of people. And, oh yeah, now tampons too. 30 million American women are affected by this tampon shortage, Philo. Only 3 of the nation's 23 facilities that make, package, and distribute formula made the cut. The FDA resumed routine inspections in July of 2021. Okay. You know, because we're on the ball. We're from the government, and we're here to help. Oh, and of course, what do we have? Another crash. 5 Marines killed. And another one of these stupid Ospreys, man. Thanks, Philo. These things, they're supposed to be half helicopters and half airplane. And you know what? They're neither, all right? Let's see. Let's look at the record here. Oh, it's out near Glamis. That's where we used to go, near the Arizona border. They shot some of the Star Wars scenes out there because of the sand dunes, Philo. We used to go out there camping. It's all government land, a lot of it, and I got lost there one night on a full moon, and I got stuck in a bowl. I couldn't get out on this 3-wheeler. until it stuck in my brain that maybe if I went around in a long arc, going up along the side instead of trying to go straight up, I finally got my way out and made it back to camp following my tracks. All 5 Marines were killed in a crash out near Glamis, about 50 miles from Yuma, Arizona. They were out of Naval Air Station Miramar. Osprey, a hybrid airplane and chopper, flew in the wars but was criticized by some as unsafe. Oh, you think? Versions are flown by the Marine Corps, the Navy, and the Air Force. Prior to Wednesday's crash, Osprey's crashes had caused 46 deaths. Most recently, 4 Marines are killed near Norwegian Town on March 18th. In 2017, 3 were killed off Queensland, Australia. 2015, and 1 Marine killed, 21 injured when they're caught fire during a hard landing in Hawaii. But you know, it's safe, okay? And here we are. They're still pushing these vaccines, even though it looks like over half the country has antibodies, thanks Philo, has antibodies, but they still want to make more money, so they finally approved Novavax. And they said, well, it's not made from bits and pieces of aborted fetuses, so all you people had religious objections, you should be able to take the new stuff now. Oh, Michigan candidate. This is the latest. This guy, he's the Republican frontrunner for governor in Michigan. I think he's a veteran, younger guy, middle-aged guy. He was in Washington on January 6th. He didn't go in, didn't touch anybody or anything, and yet the FBI arrested him. Ryan Kelly in Detroit was charged with misdemeanors for his role in the riot. Kelly, 40, was arrested in western Michigan, awaits a hearing in Grand Rapids. Let's see. The House Committee has begun to a public hearing showing never seen video, audio, and array of evidence. Well, of course, they're keeping 14,000 hours of video secret. Why would they do that if there's nothing to hide? Kelly's partition has been widely known. In the court document, they filed photos of him in a baseball cap worn backwards, trying to rally the crowd. It said he was captured on video outside the Capitol, where he repeatedly waved at the crowd, or to the crowd, directing it towards the stairs leading to the building. So if you're outside waving and pointing, that makes you an insurrectionist. And if you're running for governor and it looks like you have a chance, well, the FBI's going to pull you down because, that's the way it is. I'll bet you this guy wins anyways, okay? He's going to be like Mayor Curley in Boston, where they re-elected him while he was still in jail. Oh, yeah. He used his cell phone to film the crowd assaulting and pushing past the cops. Well, is that a crime? He's later seen in a crowd that climbed the stairs to the entrance. Ooh, so he went up the stairs. But he went up the stairs, mister. And, that house, that's the people's house. It's owned by you and me, but, not on that day. Kelly, who lives in Allendale, is accused of disruptive conduct, injuring public property, and entering restricted space without permission. Wow. Can you believe it? What a horrible, horrible person. Oh, here it is. Here's Groucho and Bob right here. He had a staffer, Mickey Canerick. This guy used to work for Bob Seligman down in Alabama. He was the governor that got indicted and thrown in jail for corruption in Alabama. He was a Democrat. So Mickey Canerick suddenly comes north, becomes a staff member, and after a couple of years on Groucho's staff, he gets a cushy job as spokesperson for Burlington Electric, a little utility company that serves about 30,000 customers. They need their own spokesperson, right, Philo? And I'll bet you it pays about 60 or 80 grand a year. And here's Groucho and what do they call him? There's Groucho Weinberger. He's the mayor of Burlington. We call it Bummington. Ah, Bummington. That's right. Good old Vermont, where our homeless population has doubled and quadrupled during the pandemic once word got out that we were paying for hotel rooms for every bum in New England and even outside of New England. You want a free place to stay, cable TV, heat in the winter, air conditioning in the summer? Come to Vermont. We're going to put your asses up for free. No problem. And here we are, celebrating a day of emancipation. It's Juneteenth. That's right. We have Father's Day on Saturday and Juneteenth on Sunday, Philo. It's so stupid. It's celebrating the Emancipation Proclamation, okay? The Emancipation Proclamation only freed the slaves in the southern states that were under rebellion. It didn't free any slaves up north, but that's okay. Well, once again, I'm getting a signal from Philo. Oh, okay, real quickly. In 1692, let's see, last Friday, June 10th, the first execution in the Salem witch trials was when they hanged Bridie Bishop in Salem, Mass, in 1692. And how, you know, my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, Rebecca Ann, arrested for witchcraft in Salem in September of 1692. They threw her ass in the pokey, and she petitioned. They hanged two other women that were jailed with her, and she was finally let out of jail the following week.
We're all dead. Doing away with any subsidies for fossil fuels, number one. Number two, holding them liable for what they have done, particularly in those cases where you're underserved neighborhoods and you know the deal, okay? And by the way, when they don't or when they're deliberate, we'll put them in jail. Kiddo, I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree, but I want you to look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate.
In 18 months,
Will there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated. And fossil. Insurance company has to cover it. It's because of that law. I promise you. I'm going to keep fighting for you. Are you prepared to fight with me? I don't want to hear any more of these lies.
Yeah.
Reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
You sure are.
The public, we have to get tighter. We have to get better at communicating.
Right.
And frankly, the tech companies have to stop allowing specific individuals over and over again to spread disinformation.
Oh, sure.
Thoughts now about, we need more drilling of gas. We need more drilling of this. We need to go back to coal. No, we don't. We're the second largest emitter in the world. We bear a major responsibility, and President Biden
kiss my
believes
butt.
that to the core, and he's determined that we're going to do our part to make up for the last 4 years.
Right.
She's my baby. I go home, darling. She's my baby. Oh, baby, hunt you, she my wife. I want to tell me, baby, where it gets rolling down. Tell me, baby, where it gets rolling down. Ooh, they're gonna have more fun. Baby, you don't go. 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 Man, you hate me so. I love my baby with red dress on. I love my baby with red dress on. I'm gonna shake it all out, darling. I'm gonna have more fun. Yeah, with baby. Come out, baby. I want to be happy with you. Love you, baby. I got what I do. I love you, baby. God knows I